Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and my 6 monthly or half yearly update. So I have made some notes and you'll notice that I will be referring to them. But bear in mind that if I do forget to discuss anything in particular within this video, that I will most likely just sort of bring them up in future videos. So if there is anything that I don't cover that anybody is curious about, please feel free to ask in the comments, and I will either update you by responding or I will include it in a future video. So I know that we're like, day of recording this is the 23rd of July, so almost to the end of the month, and well past the 6 monthly, but because I've been a little bit behind and I had a few other videos that I wanted to get through, that now is when I'm getting to it basically. So, and if you've seen my previous video to this one, which will be actually going up tomorrow as I speak, you will know that I did make the decision to transition early over to a low buy from my no buy, and I hope that doesn't upset anyone. The majority of the feedback I got was that it was my journey and I should do what felt right for me. And I do want to reassure anyone that my budget hasn't changed. I'm still at $20 Australian per week, and that the only real thing that has changed is that rather than being restricted to replacements only, I can now use that budget to buy anything that I want, as long as it's within the budget and any previous budget sort of funds that I have rolled over. So the other thing that I wanted to sort of cover in regards to that was, one of the reasons I wanted to transition early was because I felt ready. Rather than sticking to an idealistic period of time, when I first started, I really thought that I would need a full 12 months for my relationship with buying makeup to and other things like hair care, you know, all the sort of categories that are included in my replacements only no buy. I thought that my relationship with buying those products would take that long to change, but I realized that that was based on other people's experiences, and I needed to do what felt right for me. And I really think that I'm ready, and I would like to test the theory basically. I don't want to wait another 6 months to see whether or not it's worked, when I already feel that I know within myself that there's changes that have happened, and I want to try and see whether or not I'm right. And if I do find that I do break, I will put myself immediately back on a no buy. I really don't think that I will break, only because I have a budget in place. So it's not like I can just go full hog. I'm still restrained. It's just that the freedom to what I spend that particular budget on has opened up. I'm finding that I'm still struggling with that change of mentality. Of course, there were things that I wanted when I was on my no buy, and I am still very, very reluctant to spend the money. I did cover in my last video that I managed from, I'm just looking at my laptop as I'm speaking to, so I managed to roll over $92.10 from May into June, and June I only spent $20.95 on some reusable cotton pads, so I ended up with $151.15 rolled into July. So basically 1st of July, when I transitioned to my low buy, including my allowance for July, I've got $251.15 to spend, and that's not, I think that's pretty good. Like, that's not bad at all, considering I only had a $20 a week allowance. So it's built up quite nicely. I'm still mindful that I don't want to waste that budget, because some things may come up that I really, really do want, and I have got no clue what sort of releases are going to happen between now and the end of the year. So I'm still mindful. I don't want to be wasteful, and I want to know that I feel good about what I buy. It's not the old urgency that I've got money there, I have to spend it. Even before my No Buy, I didn't even have a budget. I just, if there was something new and there was hype about it, even if it didn't really feel like me, I would buy it. I was just so caught up in all the shiny new things that are out there, and I wanted to be in with it, and I wanted to have what everybody else was talking about. I wanted to see what the hype was about. But the last 6 months, I've really learned that as much as my tastes have changed, I have been doing some projects and collabs and things like that have sort of taken me out of my comfort zone, and I've played with colours that I've never played with before. Yes, my makeup's still not out there compared to a lot of people that I see on social media, but that's not really me. I do like to have fun with my makeup, and I like to do something a little bit different, but I'm not extremely artistic and creative. I like my everyday makeup, and I don't think that that's really going to change too much, but that's my personal relationship, and that is my taste. So yeah, so just be aware that I am still quite mindful, and I do believe that my relationship with buying makeup has changed enough that I'm not going to break my budget into my low buy. So I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to say about it. But if anybody has got questions, I'm more than happy for you to ask, and maybe you'll give me some food for thought as well. So the other things that I've just made notes about that I just wanted to sort of cover, because they've kind of been left up in the air, was I was going to talk about, like, this is no particular order really, but a skin update, because I have mentioned in the past that I was on an antibiotic for my skin after going off the contraceptive pill. You can't really tell too badly, but I have had a really sort of quite significant breakout on my chin. I'm assuming it's just a hormonal one, but after being on the initial antibiotic period, my doctor said to come off it and just see how my skin had changed, whether or not it had sort of settled down. I came off it, immediately regretted it. Took me quite a while to get my skin settled back down, and in general it has. I'm getting very few breakouts, but for some reason, I don't know why, I've broken out in the last couple of days, and you know, it is what it is. I know it's going to happen from time to time, so that's fine. Probably a more interesting one is my hair. A few of you had sort of asked me in regards to, you know, me trying to push out greater lengths of time in between washes, and I have to say, because I do have, funnily enough, I have a very dry, flaky scalp, but I also get really oily, and that got quite bad after I came off the pill. And I did manage to get to like 4 days on a regular basis. I really pushed out. I think the longest I went was maybe 10 days in between washes, lots of dry shampoo and all of that. But a few things have changed since then, and a few things have occurred. So one, I've started exercising again. I have exercised every single day the last 3 weeks. It is winter in Australia, so I'm not sweating too bad, but you still get a little bit sweaty, and I've found that if I wanted to go more than 4 days in between washes, it would just be pretty gross. So I'm back to washing twice a week. But prior to that, I did actually find that I was getting dandruff. Not just dry, flaky scalp, it was actual big flakes of dandruff were coming off. And when I researched it, that's usually caused by the oil build up and makes the actual skin shed. And I really didn't like it. So I decided that it really wasn't worth it. And I was going to go back to washing my hair twice a week, which a lot of people I know wash their hair a lot more often than that. I guess I'm just lazy, and I would have loved to have gone further in between. I also don't like washing my hair too often because the ends here are quite dry, and yes, I am really due for a haircut. I was due to get one a couple of days ago, and my hairdresser, who is pregnant, had to pull out on me because she was getting pains. So I'm either going to have to reschedule, because that was the last one that I was due to have with her before she took maternity leave. So she said that she might be able to fit me in the next couple of days, but if not, I will have to find another hairdresser and then see what happens when she comes back after the baby, if she decides to go back to work. She has also moved to Newcastle, which is where my sister is, so it's like 3 to 3.5, maybe 4 hours, depending on traffic and exactly where in Newcastle she's located. And she was coming down here every 8 weeks and still seeing clients till now, basically. So I'm not sure if she will continue on with that after the baby is born. The original plan was that she would. So anyway, long story short, I may have to find myself a new hairdresser, and getting back to the dry ends, they haven't been cut, but also I have a review on the last shampoo and conditioner I used, which was not good. So anyway, I found that my hair, the ends are really, really dry, and the scalp was terrible. And I've been trying to put masks in the bottom of my hair to try and repair it, but we'll see. It's getting very, very long, and I want to keep growing it, but these bits here are annoying the crap out of me. I've got these natural cowlicks, as you can see, there, and then not much left there, which I'm sort of spreading out, but it definitely needs to be styled and thinned out, and yeah, it's a pain. I've always really struggled to get a nice style in that area. But anyway, enough about my hair. So I've already mentioned that I've started exercising again. So I was feeling quite old and sluggish and just sitting around the house, not really doing anything too much, like as far as activity goes, and my weight has gone up significantly in the last few years. I know I don't look it on camera. I've always had a really thin face. I'm very pear-shaped, and I carry all my weight around my hips and my tummy and my thighs, and I have outgrown so many of my clothes, and I just wasn't feeling good within myself. So I've decided to try and shift some weight and get a little bit more fit again. I'm not somebody who loves exercise. It's definitely a chore, but I seem to have found a routine that has worked for me, and I really hope to see some results. And I am seeing some results at the moment, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and I know it's going to be a very long-term journey. So and it was just another thing to try and fit into my routine, and trying to rebalance everything. So I'm hoping that I've got that kind of down pat now, and it will just be another part of my day, and it will flow well. So I'll let you guys know over time how that goes. So another exciting, probably more applicable thing was that I have finally finished my cataloguing. It has taken me well over 6 months to get it done, to go through my stash, probably because my spreadsheet is quite detailed, and I tried to be as thorough as I could. I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. So what I'm going to do now that I've finished cataloguing everything is actually actively going through my collection, taking note that I've used a particular palette or lipstick or product, making notes whether or not I would repurchase it, that sort of thing. Even some things that you pan, not so much coloured cosmetics, but how long things last me, so I can compare whether or not they're cost effective against another similar product, that sort of thing. So it'd be very useful, and I'm really happy that I finally got that done. So my question for you guys is, when I start doing inventory videos, what are the categories that you're most interested in? What would you like to see first? I have a tendency to want to get through my hair care and my body care and all the boring ones, and probably will put a few, like do all my hair care in one video, and then when it comes to the coloured cosmetics, because that is the largest category that I have got, that I will break that down into subcategories of maybe singles, like with eyeshadow singles or pigments, or how many eyeliners and that sort of thing, so I can include some swatches and whatever. So I'm really happy for some feedback. If you guys would like to sort of let me know how you'd like it to be structured, or what sort of categories you would like to see put together, that sort of thing. So let me know in the comments if you guys have got any feedback on that one. And the other thing is, I guess now that the sort of banning part of my journey is over, but kind of not really, because obviously I'm still limited. And if you're not sure, I did a comparison video right at the start when I started my channel on the whole replacements only no buy with a budget. How did that compare to a low buy, basically? So I'll link that one in the cards anyway, and you guys, if you're interested, you can go and check that out, because to me it's such a grey area. If you're not going to do a flat out strict no buy versus a low buy and a strict budget, there's just, there are quite a few grey areas. A lot of people make different exceptions to their no buys and whatever. So anyway, like I said, I'll link that in the cards if you're interested and you haven't seen that one yet. So but moving on from the banning part, obviously I'm still going to try and be panning. I will be bringing only a very small amount of products, new products, into my collection, unless they're gifts, which I've already gotten gifts this year mainly from my husband and my kids. There's not a lot of occasions left for the rest of the year where I would be able to get gifts. So sometimes I will get samples and free products and perks, that sort of thing. But obviously with my budget being so small, and if I do buy coloured cosmetics, which tend to be a little bit more expensive, then there's not going to be a lot of entries in that regard. But I am hoping to sort of mix it up a bit more, and still try to stick with the series that I have previously been doing, but introduce some new stuff. So I might do a few new tag videos and challenges, that sort of thing. So if there's anything you're interested in seeing me do, again, let me know. Now something just popped into my head that I wanted to mention, and it's gone again. So I started writing ideas down, points of discussion, a couple of days ago, and I never got around to it. So I'm just trying to give myself a moment to think what it might have been. Anyway, maybe if I think of it before I finish editing this video, I may just pop it in at the end. So it really annoys me. Anyway, it's amazing as you get older how things come into your mind and then back out again. So I guess I'll just have to leave it there. So thank you for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next video, if not before. Bye. I'm back. I remembered what I wanted to say now, and that was in regards to the continuation of a series that I've already been doing on my channel, and specifically that was in regards to the entries, because what I wanted to touch on is how the timing is going to be so out of whack in regards to when I spend my budget. So if I've ordered something in July, that I can let you know I've bought it, but if it's coming from overseas, the way shipping is going at the moment, it could take, between processing time and shipping time, it could literally take months to get to me. So obviously if I buy something within Australia, it's going to be a lot quicker. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to tackle that one, because it's kind of a bit boring if I said, oh, I've bought from this brand and I don't actually have the product to actually show you. So it's kind of giving you a spoiler alert before I can actually like show you the product. So I'm not too sure. So again, if any of you guys have any ideas on how you would like me to handle that, let me know. Okay, bye.